Multiverse X. So, I really like this as a project. I liked it in 2021. I liked it in 2020. I think this is a project that has seriously good legs in terms of what it can do. The technology is better than what we have in Ethereum, but it hasn't really grown in the sense of users over this sort of bear cycle and transitional market. In spite of the fact that its technology is better than Ethereum, they need to sort of push on marketing, push on advertising, but they are starting to have some interesting projects that are coming out of it. So we'll talk about that in this vid. Before I get into it though, guys, if you're new here and you don't know what this spreadsheet is, these are the first 26 coins that I did videos about on the channel. And in the videos, I showed myself buying up these coins. I expected them to rocket up in price and make me good money. And you can see what the coins were worth when I recorded my videos and the highs that these coins hit in under a year and a half. And if you would put in $100 into each one, you can see that your total profit after holding it for 18 months and selling it would have been over 123 grand, which is not too bad. Now, I sold all of these. We had the market crash. And since that, I've been buying up new cryptos. And these are coins that I'm really bullish on. These are coins that I think can make me a lot of money. Coins that can 40x or 50x or 100x, maybe even 1,000, who knows. Now, I share them on my website, which is copymycrypto.com. So anytime I find a coin that I think can do those kind of gains, I buy it. And what that means is I'll jump onto the site and I'll tell my members what the coin is, the profits I think it can have, and the percentage of my money that I'm going to be putting in. And the members can copy along exactly. This means the members will make the exact same profit I do, and the added bonus as well is they don't have to do any work. They don't have to read white papers, they don't have to learn about chart patterns and chart formations. They can simply copy along and make the exact same money. And if that sounds good to you, go over to the site now, pause this video and just look at what's on the site, look at what it's all about, see if it's something that you want to try, because if it is, then I'll see you there. Now, Multiverse X had a really strong bull cycle. Like, it launched in 2020. They actually rebranded twice. So it was Elrond, and then Elrond did a token redenomination, and they actually shrunk the supply by 1,000 times. And then they rebranded to EGLD, and then since that, they've rebranded to Multiverse X. Now, that for me is somewhat of a concern. I don't really like seeing the rebranding and stuff. Now, Multiverse X is a blockchain protocol that has implemented sharding. That's how they've got their insanely good transactions per second. You know, they can run about 15,000 transactions per second. The cost is, about 1/10 of a cent. And that's through the sharding that, realistically Ethereum should have done. Now, Multiverse X rewards the community and active participants with EGLD tokens. This acts as a store of value as well as a medium of exchange. It's used to pay for transactions. It's used to reward stakers. It's used to pay for validators services as well. Now, obviously, it's got the functionality of a governance token as well. I kind of get bored of talking about governance, to be honest. Multiverse X was co-founded in late 2017 by brothers Benjamin and Lucien Minchu, alongside Lucien Todia, as a solution to the blockchain scalability issue, which they thought to be the most pressing problem in the industry. It was. Their sharding has shown the benefit of sharding and why a lot of projects should be on, utilizing that. Benjamin Minchu was also responsible for product, marketing, and community for blockchain platform NEM from 2014 to 2015. He was also an early investor in Zilliqa, Tezos, Brave, and Binance. And he's worked with a number of different other companies. Lucien Todia is a serial entrepreneur who served as CEO of Soft32 and a partner of Mobile Pay. and he invested in biometrics tech company Typing DNA and accounting platform Smart Bill. They have a very good resume in terms of investments and entrepreneurship. The network of MultiversX runs on over 3,200 validator nodes split into 4 shards. 3 execution shards capable of 5,400 transactions per second, and 1 coordination shard, the meta chain. So Multiverse X's adaptive sharding allows, in theory, to run transactions per second up to 263,000. And that was tested to run it in a public environment with 1,500 nodes. So their push is to increase adoption. So they've actually allowed developers to get 30% of smart contract fees as royalties. This is a solid incentivization for anyone that wants to be a developer. And yeah, so right now, I'm quite bullish on, I'm very bullish on this because I do think that they are introducing some interesting stuff. The recycling revolution through blockchain tech has arrived at EGLD. This is the Eco Bottle. And they've actually been doing pretty well. They've launched their first NFT collection, Multiverse X, through their website, and they are looking to sort of push the recycling revolution forward, and that will be through technologically advanced apparatus designed for selective waste collection and its transformation into valuable resources. The main objective of the company is to stimulate recycling by creating a reward system that promotes a sustainable lifestyle. It's kind of a clever concept. I'm not sure how many people would be on board with that, but it is an interesting idea. They have been running for a few years, but they've run nearly 370 million transactions. As I said, transaction cost is even lower than it was. It's a little higher than it was. It's 0.3 cents per transaction. Too rich for my blood, guys. Too rich for my blood. 0.3 cents. I'm not a huge fan of the fact that they've done a bunch of rebranding. I really, really, really do want this to sort of... I would hope that this is going to be their last rebrand. I think it's a bit insane that you've done that many. But they have 2.5 million wallets as of right now. 66% of the actual supply is staked. So that bodes really well, because that means, only 33% of the overall supply is actually out in circulation. So potentially selling pressure versus buying pressure is going to be very, very one-sided. As I've said, they're massively scalable. They can go well beyond 100,000 transactions per second. And you know what? Their ecosystem's starting to grow quite nicely. I think there's a couple of interesting projects that I think are going to end up doing quite well. As of right now, I think, there's room for growth here. In terms of their overall... the strength of their network, I do think that this season, Multiverse X should have a real focus on gaming, because I think with the throughput that that this network can have, it would be the ideal system for a gaming infrastructure. Something that's vital to gaming is that a network isn't dropping out. Something that's vital is a huge throughput, because there's so many transactions that occur in any given game. So I think they can really push on this area. Holoride was an interesting concept. I don't really know what's going on with that anymore. I'll have to look into that, because that was the whole idea of that was like an immersive experience while in a car, like a virtual reality experience within a car. Which in theory has huge potential beyond like a nice gaming experience. That could be used in an educational format for historical field trips. That could be used in so many different ways. As a concept, I loved it. I don't know what they've done since, but the initial idea I thought was fantastic. I also do think they should be pushing on DeFi a lot better. DeFi isn't bad. It's not amazing though. You know, right now there's not tons of integrations. They do have their own launch pad, so I do expect that we're going to see a lot more projects coming out of Multiverse X soon. You know, it's heavily backed. It's backed by Binance and Morningstar Ventures, NCG as well, NGC, sorry, as well. So yeah, heavily backed crypto. They also acquired what payment provider? I remember them acquiring a payment provider, which is like it was a huge one as well. Not Shopping. No, it's not there. I swear they bought one. Holochain. No, none of them. None of them. I'll find it sooner or later. Yeah, no, they actually bought like a massive payment provider, which again was like a really bullish sign of like growth. And they've been hiring and they've been building all through this bear cycle. So again, I am bullish on this, but they do need to stop the rebrands. That's like a must now. You know, two is enough. You don't need any more. As for what this can hit in the next bull cycle, look, it's only been through one, so it's kind of a tricky one. Its all-time high was around $540, I think. $542, yeah. So I still think this can hit $1,000. I really, really do. But it's going to be massively dependent on not like, again, doing rebrands, on not shifting their focus. Their focus has to stay the same now. If their focus remains as, you know, we are going to build one of the coolest, widest ecosystems on the planet, if they keep that as their goal, with, you know, a push on gaming, with a push on proper metaverse tech, I think this does amazing things. I really do. But it's got to keep the course on that regard. Multiverse X Bible, I believe everywhere. Yep, everywhere. If you're going to get it, I'd highly recommend you check out BitGet. I partnered with BitGet because they're going to be a top 5 exchange. They have $1,000 reward for new users if they complete a few tasks. If you use the partner link in the description, you'll get discounts on trading fees, which you can then use to buy more crypto. And if you get that $1,000 reward for being a new user, if you pop that into a crypto that then does a 10x, you made 10 grand for doing nothing different than you were already doing. As for Multiverse X, I do think this has got a solid shot of sort of $1,000, but it is very important they don't do another rebrand, and it is very important that they add to this ecosystem with games, with DeFi that people want to play, and understand where growth can come from. And like, two areas that I think should be heavily explored with it for Multiverse X right now is liquid staking. The other is derivatives, and if they can focus on growing those niches as well within their ecosystem, I think there's huge potential there on top of the gaming element. And then $1,000, yeah, could be quite an easy run for them, to be honest. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think this can even do $2,000 or $5,000? Where do you think it lands? And guys, if you want to make the exact same profits as me in the next bull cycle, you can do. Head over to copymycrypto.com. That's the site I run where I share with members every coin I own. So anytime I buy a crypto, I let my members know what crypto I'm buying, why I'm buying it, what profits I think it can have, and what percentage of my money I'm going to be putting in, and they can copy along. It means there's never ever any work for the members. It means they don't have to read through white papers. They don't have to learn about chart patterns. They don't have to trawl through 30,000 different cryptocurrencies to find a winner, because I'm doing all that work. And if you go onto the site, you'll see the things that I've said in the past. You'll see what ended up happening. Everything on there is public record. It's historical record. So you can verify it all. And if you like what you see, guys, join me there. And that is it from me. Take care. Bye-bye.